Reality and Chill with Kenny.
And Nishi. How's it going, Kenny?
Pretty
Today,
good. Pretty good.
pretty good. That's good. Today we are going to break down a hot new series, a hot new Bravo series, Next Gen NYC. I feel like we've been waiting for this, sort of the next generation of the Bravo kids, to have a series. It's been in the talks for a while. Hey,
It's amazing that we've been able to watch these kids grow up. Well, some of them, some of the cast from literally being toddlers in some cases, 4 or 5 years old, all the way through, and now the teenagers in New York City. It's amazing. I think there's so much I love about this. One, we know some of these people or feel like we have known them for a long time, but it's a backdrop of New York. It takes you back to that youth and that excitement of like what it's like to be in New York. I think it's wonderful. I'm really enjoying just the first episode. What did you think?
it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited.
Mm.
Yeah, like you said, we've seen some of these guys as toddlers, like Gia when she was so little and she's singing
Yeah.
that song, Waking Up in the Morning. You know that song?
Waking
Singing.
up in the morning. Like that went viral last year or a couple of years ago. Waking up in the. It's just so gold. That's what I mean. Like we really know some of these Riley and stuff. But being a brat since day dot, by the one. Ariana, I loved her. She's been a superstar from the very beginning. You know,
She
these are
has.
great.
It's so funny because, I'm not, just a quick side note, I actually was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta all the way from the beginning. I started about a month ago. And so I saw
Kim.
Ariana and Kim. Oh my gosh, I forgot how funny Kim is. So I love that, like, one of her daughters, is back in the
Yes.
spotlight, and they kind of talk about her a little bit. She is reality TV gold. I miss her.
Kim
So funny.
Zolciak. Yeah, I mean, God, it's so hard to. Well, we'll get into that as we get into the episode, but yeah, I mean, I never would have picked in a million years that marriage breakdown of
I
Kim.
know.
It's yeah,
Sad.
really sad. Really, really sad, actually. I thought they were the real deal. If they've broken up, like, that's hard. It's hard to wrap your head around it.
I know.
Mm,
It feels like it's the real deal, to be honest. But we'll get a bit of a sneak peek through Ariana, which is going to be fun. I love that we already got a
amazing.
sneak peek. Episode one.
I know. I know. Yeah, so I'm really excited. And, like last episode, when we are talking about how Summer House is broken down, New York City Housewives, broken down, New Jersey broken down pretty much. This is kind of that fresh lease, that new blood. And it gives me hope that for that particular geographical area that, okay, we've got something. Because I do love the backdrop of New York. I love the stories of New York. I love the hustle, the bustle. There's an energy that goes with franchise around that area. Even if it is New Jersey, it's that twang. It's that kind of, I don't know. It's just a vibe. So yeah, I'm really stoked that we get to see that. And Gia does live in New Jersey, which I don't know if you noticed some shade that Georgia sort of threw towards the end of the episode, which was really funny. Yeah, I mean, when you're in New York, New Jersey is literally like just across the waterway there. Like here in
I know.
Australia, it's so, we've got vast, yeah, we've got like these
I know.
sprawling kind of urban spaces. Yeah, so it's kind of really interesting to see the dynamics play out there.
I know. Because when they call it the city, don't they? So if you live in New York City, it's called the city.
Uh,
And then yeah, so that's sort of what they say. And so yeah, for New Jersey being what, like maybe an hour away or an hour or two away. Like in Melbourne, we travel an hour to, and it's
yeah.
nothing for us. We're not like, oh, you're from here type
Well,
thing.
I think to get to our next state, which is New South Wales, it takes how long in a car? Probably 5 hours, 5, 6 hours,
Isn't it
maybe.
4? Yeah, maybe. If you get to get to the border is like 4, I think.
Right. Okay. So New
So
Jersey
cool.
having its own kind of city or whatever, but New Jersey being a different state to New York is just an hour away, and it's just a different way to think about things, isn't it? It's like,
So true.
yeah, so you can kind of go interstate so easily, like, it's a
I know.
ferry ride or a boat ride, whereas for us it's like, oh, would need to take leave off work, make sure that our cars are well serviced and you know
I
all that
know.
stuff.
Yeah, so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
So should we get into all of the new cast members? So we have a real mixed bunch, hey?
I
You had a
really
good
dig
list.
what they've put on here. First of all, shall we chat about the Real Housewives and that next generation there? Because the name of the show is Next Gen, and there's
True.
4 cast members, which we kind of mentioned before. But like Brooks, it's interesting because Brooks we haven't watched grow up. He's always been this kind of very cool kid, fashion designer and stuff. But we've all loved seeing him. He's been really fun. It's really fun to see his dynamic with his mum, Meredith, who we know
Oh,
well from that particular
Salt Lake.
franchise, Salt Lake. Yeah,
Yes.
so Brooks, super cool.
I love Brooks.
Ariana, yeah,
Yeah, just I think Brooks is so funny because he's so monotone. That whole family very good looking, like stunning hot family. Every single one of them beautiful to look at.
yeah,
But so monotone, and he's actually quite an introvert.
yeah.
So it's going to be interesting seeing him. And did you see the first episode? He didn't really want to have any conflict. So I think he's going to really sort of struggle with any, big personalities. But I don't know.
Well,
He's one of my favorites at the moment. I love seeing
yeah,
him.
he's just like you say, the aesthetics of watching Brooks, the way he moves, the way he talks, his fashion sense. There's something about him that's very, yeah, I don't know. It's just something that it's just really lovely. It's aesthetically very pleasing. And his sister, Chloe, like I hadn't really noticed her before in Salt Lake, but I'm really going to be interested to see how that dynamic plays out. But she doesn't seem as monotone. She does seem to be a little bit like,
Yep.
yeah, like have a little bit
She
more spice.
Yeah, she pops up a little bit in Salt Lake City, not as much as Brooks. Sort of Brooks'
Mhm.
storyline has kind of been a part of the show. But yeah, she seems like the young cool girl. Like I mean, they're all cool, but she's like that
Yeah,
young cool girl. Definitely has a bit more of a voice. But yeah, I am excited to see her as well, and just see a bit more of her personality because you're right, we didn't see much of her on Salt Lake.
yeah. And you can
Um,
see Brooks and Charlie, like they're kind of opposites then in terms of conflict and stuff. You can see Charlie having a bit of fun flirting with Chloe and, all of that. But yeah, I know what you mean with Brooks being a bit conflict adverse. So yeah, that friendship and how that's going to nut out is going to be really fun to watch, I think.
yeah, it's gonna be so good. Who else is there? Ariana, like you said.
Mm.
She's
Ariana,
good.
I've loved watching her since she's been a little girl. She's been so funny. Remember that phase back in the day when she was boy crazy? Um,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like we've literally watched her grow up. I've always loved Ariana. I think she's such a legend. I very much enjoyed her with this first episode. I think her bringing Hudson along, was that the name of her boyfriend?
Yeah, Hudson. It seems like they've
Hudson.
been together for ages. She said like what did she say, 10, 14 years or something like that? Was
Mm.
wait, can it be that? She's pretty young. Can it be 14 years? Anyway, something like
Nah,
that
can't
for
be
a
that
long
long.
time, on and off for a long time.
And it
Yeah.
sounds like he comes from a really wealthy family, right? So, but anyway, what I like about him, there's no pretense about him. So it's gonna, and I really like Ariana as well. They're both like, it's gonna be really fun because you can tell already there's gonna be this kind of a bit of a class war, like the kind of the Rileys of this world, that then you're going to have like the New York cool, and then you're going to have like this fresh blood of Ariana and Hudson, who are just going to be real sweethearts. So it's going to be interesting to see how this dynamic works. But they're already my favorites.
Are they, Ariana? Yeah. No,
Yeah,
she's
I
gonna
love
be
her.
cool.
Yeah,
She's a bit of a truth slayer, and I think she'll be like, I think she'll give us a little bit of Kim, which is so fun to watch.
so fun to watch. Oh my god, yeah, I agree completely. And then in terms of the housewives kids, you've got Gia, like, and we mentioned before with that song and stuff. But yeah, it's going to be really cool watching her.
Gia's going to be interesting because I think Gia's not necessarily like Teresa. Like Teresa's sort of a bit more unhinged, and she's a bit crazy. Whereas I feel like obviously us seeing Gia grow up, seeing her go through so much in her life, she's definitely got a good head on her shoulders, and she kind of really goes into bat. She'll bat for Brooks, and she'll be the voice for people that maybe don't want to, say what's on their mind. I don't know. It's going to be nice to see her as well. I feel like she's going to be like a in-between person, not like create chaos, but won't be sit there and be quiet. She'll be a good sort of mediator, I think.
Yeah, we all watched her have to adult quite quickly, look after
Yep.
her sisters. We've always been behind Gio. Gio's like this incredibly cool old soul. I
Yes.
love Gia. I think she's wonderful. And I think she's very family orientated, obviously very loyal to her mum.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching her. I'm really stoked about this show. I don't, it's got some bad press. I don't understand why. This is going to be giving. It's going to be, this is going to be a real ride. So
I didn't know there was. What's the bad press about? I haven't
like
been
people have been
across
like
it.
rolling their eyes like on different podcasts, like, oh God, and like I watch next and like, poke my eyes out type of thing. Like catty. And I'm just like, what is not to love? Like this is what I think as well. I think there's some people that have got their podcast, but maybe they haven't been fans for like a decade plus. And so they haven't seen all of these kids grow up. They don't know the context. They weren't watching them when they're 4 or 5 years old, So maybe that's part of it. I'm just trying to work out. Yeah, because if you didn't know the backstory, it's like for me, I didn't really connect as much with Ava, Amira. Like it was
Yes.
interesting to have them and see. I mean, with Charlie, he's the bad boy, so of course I was kind of
Yeah.
fascinated. But these other characters that have come in, I didn't feel the same kind of because I'm
Connection.
not as invested in their backstory yet. I don't know them yet, but I'm really glad that they've peppered it in with the Housewives kids we've been watching for years, plus these new cast members that in their own right have a really cool backstory. And maybe if you were in New York, you would know who Ava is. You'd know who her parents are, right? Because you'd have your finger on the pulse. And
Mm,
there's probably another subset of viewers that know who that is. But for
yep.
us that are kind of really just reality TV stars, reality TV fans, and not that cool with our finger on the pulse, we don't really know who these other people are. Like Amira, it sounds like she's a real personality in the trans community. But yeah, I'm just because I'm not connected in that way, I don't really know about it. So
Yeah, no, you make a good point. I think a lot of people, I saw on X, a lot of people were saying, oh, who are these? Yeah, who are the other people? Like, I only connect with the housewives. Yeah. So we've got a mix. We've got a mix. Like, obviously, people from the Bravo sphere connect with the housewives peeps. But yeah, I think it's
yeah.
good that they've got a blend of people. I think if it was just housewives kids, it wouldn't be enough to keep it going because they're not, you know what I mean? They're not all necessarily drama. It's nice to have a bit of the up and coming
I think it's
people
really
from New York and
important. I think
yeah,
like let's have a look at who they've brought in. Let's chat through them.
yep,
Charlie, very interesting. He's that classic kind of Southern charm, you know, um, kid with heaps of money, doesn't really need to work, has this weird kind of like, oh, I'm a cryptocurrency, blah, blah, blah. But really, he's getting 10 grand a month, 10 grand US dollars a month from his dad, who's like a retired finance person. Like, so
trust.
it reminds
Yes.
me of some of those Southern Charm boys in those earlier
Oh,
days. So all you're going to see is this arrested development of just a partier, which he is, no care in the world, but owns it. Like I think I put down a quote of what he said, like what drives him, because I
I
thought it was
love
like
that.
hilarious. Oh, like well, what does it mean to be New York? It means money, girls, and fun. And so he's unashamedly what he is, which is this rich kid with no real aspirations except like complete hedonistic kind of pursuits. Now we've known from Southern Charm where that ends up. I mean, look at Shep now. Look at like you know what I mean? Like where you see the growth in other people that have to make it through the world because they kind of have to go to work and things like that. Whereas sometimes these real rich kids, they end up struggling, 10 years down the track. But it means we get to watch this fall of grace, which will take years to manifest. But we can kind of
It will.
predict it now.
We
So yeah,
can. It
fantastic addition.
it's the classic. He's the classic sort of trust fund baby with Peter Pan syndrome.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. It's a cardboard cutout. Like it literally is exactly what it looks like. It very, very confident. Like he's a real confident. He's in with the cool people of New York. He's good looking. And yeah, like he just has not a care in the world. He's just there with hedonistic pursuits. What could be better telly? Like I say, with this backdrop of New York, like when they talk about the parties they're going to and, the places and stuff, it's like what kid
Yeah.
wouldn't want to dream of that? It's like, wow. Yeah. Love
Yeah.
Charlie. Love his
He
eh, yeah, it's so good.
He's gonna be, yeah. I mean, I know he's gonna be good television, but he kind of gave me, he's a bit cringy. I can't stand the arrogance. That arrogance always just gets me. It's like
Yeah.
bloody nails on a chalkboard every time. But he's
Yeah.
gonna be good TV. He's gonna be good TV.
Obnoxious. Oh yeah.
Oh,
No, 100%. He's going to be the womanizer. He's going to
yeah.
he's going to be a bit of a nightmare, which is going to make it fun.
I
Because they're just
know.
kids at the moment, and it's also knowing that there's pitfalls. Like clearly he takes a lot of drugs. It's obvious, right?
Yeah.
So Georgia, I wanted to mention Georgia with Charlie because it seems like they're very good friends. And Georgia being the it girl in New York who, plans these parties and stuff and is very much New York. So not doesn't have parents that are reality TV stars, doesn't have all that, but is in with people like Charlie. And let's not forget, Charlie went out with Lindsay Lohan back in the day, right? So
I know.
right? So
Crazy.
the real it people, and here we've got Riley, and when they're sort of giving Georgia a hard time about touching shoes and stuff. It's like she is the it girl of New York. They've got no idea who they've taken on here. Like I could tell straight away, she looks like a lot of fun, and I just feel them trying to be cool, trying to Riley for whatever reason having some type of power and control there. Really interesting to see how that dynamics has played out. So what if she doesn't wash her hands? I'm with I really like Georgia. I'm with her.
I knew you were gonna love her. I
Did
knew
you
it.
know?
Because absolutely, because you're like, she doesn't care. She doesn't wash her hands. She's just like, whatever. She's just embracing the germs. And I'm just like, oh my God. She's funny. I like how that she owns who she is, but I mean, I don't know. I did cringe. I don't know. I was kind of with Gia in that they're being like, oh my God, what do you mean you don't wash your hands
Yeah,
after the
I think she was
toilet?
taking the piss a bit out of them. But yeah, I agree
Yeah.
completely. She did it on purpose. Like doing the soles of the shoe was a bit gross as well. But I think once they started harping on it, she decided to double down and just go, just to fuck with them a bit.
She's
That's what I
owning
think.
it. She's
Yeah.
owning it and she's stirring them up, and it's quite funny.
It's really funny.
Who else is
Yeah,
there?
it's really funny. I
Amira.
mean, Amira, right? Yeah, interesting woman. I mean, interesting backstory as well, because I had to look her up because initially I couldn't tell. I was like, she does seem like she might be trans, but she's
Oh,
so
did you pick it? Yeah.
beautiful. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I did. But she's so beautiful as well. I was like, I'm going to have to look her up. So I wasn't sure. But when I looked her up, it really interesting backstory in the fact that I can't remember what country. I don't know if it was Iran or anyway, backstory is that it was more a very kind of traditional Muslim country that she's then
Yes.
immigrated from and done the transition. So
Yeah, I've actually seen her before. She's very, very popular on TikTok. That's where I've seen her. And she's actually basically vlogged her whole transition on TikTok. She's a beauty influencer, does all this makeup videos on TikTok. Beautiful
yeah,
makeup videos. And she's similar skin tone to mine. So I actually really loved watching her videos. But
yeah,
yeah, she's had surgeries along the way and she's actually talked about them, and she's
ah,
all out there. She just explains everything. She's
yeah,
straight up on like who she is and her experience and stuff like that. So I think she's actually going to be really fun to watch. She's quirky, she's really honest, she's beautiful, she's a model now, and like you said, the contrast of like or how she's going through her experience as a trans woman versus having such a traditional strict culture that she's come from is going to
yeah.
be really cool to see how she explains all of that and how and to talk about her story. So I'm
Content
interested.
creator. This is the other thing I wanted to know, and I've
Content
written
creator.
down here, is the type of roles. These are the new jobs out there. And I know this has been going on for a while, but we've got Georgia, a brand events strategist, a content creator from Amira, and then a crypto trader from Charlie. I mean, hashtag sounds made up, like it's like, are any of these real jobs? Like, and we saw it a bit in Summer House as well. It just cracks me up, like, that this is the new world. These are the type of
This is
jobs that are out there. This is what, and for me, part of me is just incredibly jealous because I'm like,
absolutely
how, you know what I mean? Like, we've slogged our way through, and it's brutal to think that I could have been a bloody
content creator.
brand
This
event
is like,
strategist.
oh, but even the content creators, right? They cop a lot of slack about, oh yeah, you're just creating TikToks and all. Especially even with the Mormon wives, they
Yeah.
make these content creators make like what is it, almost 200,000 a month, a month.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
insane. Like
It's
it's
no, it's a real
wild.
job. It
It's
is a real
absolutely,
job. But I'm just jealous that,
yeah. We're
and
all
it just
jealous.
sort of cracked me up that when we're looking through the jobs of these casts, these are the jobs we're dealing with. This is their contribution, hilarious. So
Hilarious.
yeah, yes. I really want to chat about Ariana and her Christian Louis Vuitton shoes. Did I say that right? Christian
Christian Louboutin, yeah.
Louis Vuitton, right.
Louboutin shoes.
Christian Louis Vuitton shoes. So I want to talk about growing up rich. And then suddenly, oh God, your world's falling apart. Your mum and dad, splitting up. Looks like they've stolen your money. But the concept of you being poor is still looking at a 6,000 US a month apartment in New York, wearing your Christian Louis Vuitton shoes that are scuffed on the bottom so you can't see all the red. And that's your concept of being
Being poor.
broke. Like, it's just, again, I love it. I love it because it's just so delusional. Like, they have no real understanding of what broke is. Meanwhile, drinking the $200 bottle of wine or whatever and being pissed at their mum or Kim is going, oh, I'm drinking the same $200
Bottle.
bottle of wine. And they're just really annoyed because, Kim's taking all their money. Just the ridiculousness of every single part of that.
It is
Um,
wild.
it's wild.
It
It's
is
absolutely wild.
wild. Like
Yeah.
they're also carrying a Chanel handbag, which is like tens of thousands of
See,
dollars.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a Chanel. And yeah. I thought, it's bloody funny, but she makes a lot of money as well, which is really cool. So
Yeah.
I was really impressed that we got a little bit of a snippet on how Kim is on first episode, like that Kim is actually taking money from her, and then Ariana feels bad and it's like, what am I going to do? It's my mum, and that whole play between her and her partner now, because the partner's
Yeah.
like, well, hold on, you can't do that. You can't always be just giving all your hard-earned money away. We have to now start our future, and where does that leave us? Like, Ariana's in a really tough spot. Like, her mum is her mum, and they've had a very close relationship growing up. Kim
Yeah.
being a original, like, single mum for a very long time, and now she is making money, as in Ariana's making money, and like, how much of that does she give to her mum to support her mum, and where does she draw the line?
And at the end of the day, she is going to be a star because of her mum, though. Her mum is what got her there. But then you look at historically what's gone on in that family, the fact that Kim didn't talk to her parents or whatever, had that big falling out. It's just, I hope history doesn't repeat itself. And I really hope they stay as close as we've watched them the whole time. It's, we needed our correspondent on social media, Julie, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today, but to give us a wrap on what happened with the Kim and Croy situation, because I didn't really watch that unfold either, but it sounds like it got really bad. And yeah, I love having Kim back on the screens. I miss Croy as well. I loved Croy. I don't understand how that went wrong. But yes, I'm really glad we're going to see a little bit of Kim.
Yeah, I don't understand how it went wrong either. He seems like a really good guy, but I mean, Kim has a real big history, especially now that I've gone back and watched season one Atlanta. Man, I
Yeah.
forget how much money she used to just blow on everything. Like from even
Who
20
was the
years ago.
guy? Yeah, it
So do you
wasn't,
remember
did
Big
she,
Papa?
Mr. Big? Yeah,
Big
Big Papa.
Papa.
Big Papa, that's it.
You know,
But that's
she's
the
like, oh,
thing, like,
yeah, that's how she is. Like, she's just like, oh, Big Papa just gave me money. Hey, Big Papa, I got a Rolls Royce or whatever it was, expensive car. The oldest daughter had a kids party and it was just blew $10,000 back then, or US
yeah,
dollars on something like that. Like, she just spends money, and it's no wonder they. So what happened actually is just jogged my memory. They went bankrupt. Her and Kim and Croy went bankrupt, something to that effect.
yeah.
So some people were saying, are they just going bankrupt just to sort of, you know, play the system a little bit, or is it legitimate? And now Croy's really upset, and has actually divorced her. A lot of people were sort of speculating about the truth of it all, what actually happened.
I know, because Croy, he was one of those masculines when we were talking about last episode about a strong masculine, and I thought Kim being who she was, it was like this perfect mix because he was that strong
Mm-hmm.
masculine that would pull her into line every now and then and stuff. But yeah, if you can't control her spending, then you're in real trouble. Like yeah. So
Yeah,
that's kind of on both of them. But
yeah,
Croy, you knew
they
what you were marrying there. You know?
ouch. Yeah, well, they kind of fell, in love head over heels a little, like, and they just sort of went right into it, and they ended up having more kids. I think they've got
Oh,
they've got
so
like 7 kids
beautiful.
amongst
Yeah,
them. They've got a lot of
yeah.
kids, which is expensive in itself. Then this
The
lifestyle
twins, yeah.
yeah, the lifestyle that they want to live. Or Kim wants to live anyway. I mean, hopefully I don't know. We'll have to do some digging and see where they're
Yeah.
at and whether they'll actually get back together. Or we'll find out from Ariana. She'll keep us posted.
Yeah, no, welcome Ariana back into our worlds. We're so happy to have you. Yeah, I'm so happy to see that whole cast. I think it's going to be really fascinating to watch. In terms of just an introductory kind of, it was great to see Meredith on the screen with Brooks. I mean, that's hilarious, their relationship. Loved that. Um, so yeah, I love these cameos coming in of the parents as well. Like it's a nice
Yeah.
mashup. I think we're in for a real treat, and it's a breath of fresh air. Like I say, geographically, we're just seeing these different franchises dying, and now we've got like some new life. So I'm here to celebrate it. I really dug it. Awesome viewing. Good suggestion, Ish. I'm so glad I got onto it.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I think, look, you got to cut them some slack for season one, right? People that are ripping the series down already, too early. I feel like it's got all of the right ingredients, like you said. We've got a bit of Bravo, we've got a little bit of the cool kids in New York, we've got the backdrop of New York. It's the perfect recipe. Just give them a minute, It's just
Yeah.
season one, episode one.
Like, even if you just turn the sound down and watch the backdrops of New York and these gorgeous kids with their interesting fashion, that in itself is amazing, Like,
It's fun.
yeah, come on. Don't be in a scarcity mindset. Like, realize the joy and, yeah, enjoy.
Exactly.
Enjoy receiving, I say.
I agree with you, and you definitely will hear a bit about it from Reality and Chill. We're gonna watch it unfold and unpack it. I'm excited.
Yeah, same here. Great wrap for episode 1, season 1 of Next Gen New York City.
I know. All right. Have a good
Okay.
one. Bye.